Good morning, children. Saira, welcome to this session. Hope all of you are fine. Now, let us continue with the sixth lesson. Okay, we have already started with the lesson. Now, we are going to see part 4 of this lesson, animal classification. We have finished. Let us revise what we have learned. We learned about the classification. Okay, how a kingdom Animalia is divided into two subkingdoms. What are they? Non-chordates and chordates. Under non-chordates, there are 10 phylums. What are they? Protozoa, Porifera, Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata and Hemichordata. This much we have learned. What are non-chordates and all these 10 types we have finished. Now under subkingdom chordates, it is divided. It has got a phylum called chordates. Under chordates, there are three subphylums. What are they? Urochordata, Cephalochordata, and Vertebrata. Okay, what are they? Today, what we are going to learn? We are going to learn what are chordates, why we call them as chordates, and what are the three subphylum of chordates. What are they? Urochordata, Cephalochordata, and Vertebrata. And under Vertebrata, there are 6 classes. What are they? Cyclostomata, Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves, and Mammalia. Okay. So today we are going to learn why we call them as chordates and what are the 3 subphylum of chordates and the classes of subphylum Vertebrata. We will start with revising what we have. I think you will remember what we have learned, children. Examples, if you learn, you will remember the characteristics. So always I tell you, keep your textbook and learn. Don't learn from any other notes or written work. For this lesson particularly, keep the textbook near you, and by seeing the picture you remember, because when you are writing your exam, that picture, when you remember the example, you can write the characteristics on your own. Okay. So, what was the first one? We learnt of phylum Porifera. Remember the example? Cycon. Sponges. We learnt about the collars. When you see that picture itself, you have to remember about the collar cells, ostia, osticulum, and they are sedentary. All those steps which are important for this phylum, that you have to write at least 4 to 5 characteristics. 4 characteristics you learn and keep, because in the board exam also 3 pictures will be given and you'll be told to write 2 or 3 or 4 characteristics of each picture. That's all. So you have to identify the picture and write the characteristics. So you will at least 4 characteristics you learn for each classification, chordates and non-chordates and all the types you learn. Okay, 4 characteristics. Okay, so we learned about phylum Cnidaria. Example, you remember Hydra. Okay, and all those tentacles, Nidoblast. Some important points are there that you have to remember. About phylum Platyhelminthes, remember tapeworm. What are they called? Flatworm, and they are hermaphrodites. Important points. Okay, and when we revise this lesson again, I will tell you which are the important points that you have to mark in your textbook and learn. And phylum Aschelminthes, they are called as roundworm. Okay, that important. All these points are there that you have to remember about this. Ascaris. Then about the tick cuticle also. Ascaris has got tick cuticle around them. And phylum Annelida, remember the example, earthworm. Phylum Arthropoda, all the insects, that is spider, cockroach, etc. Phylum Mollusca, remember octopus. And Echinodermata, starfish. Then you know what you have to write out. When you remember the example, you cannot make mistake. You have at least 2 characteristics you will surely remember. Okay, I told you don't write the simple one. They are bilateral, they live in fresh water. That is all common for many phylums. So don't write those points. So points which are particular for that phylum, only that you have to write. And hemichordata, example balanoglossus. This balanoglossus comes under hemichordata, and it is a connecting link between chordata and non-chordate. Chordate, non-chordate, because they have got they have notochord in their proboscis region, So it comes under, there is only this hemichordate. By the name itself you can know it is not chordata, it is a connecting link between chordata, non-chordata and chordate. Okay, now let us come to the next part today. This one was the revision. Now we are going to start with the lesson. Okay, now coming to chordates, we call them this chord. Why do we call them as chordates? These animals have supporting notochord in their body. You know what is a notochord? Notochord is what is a rod long supporting structure which is present in the dorsal side of the body. Okay, only it is present in chordates. And the phylum Chordata is classified into three subphyla. We are going to learn all those three today. The following are the important characters. Why do we call them as chordates? Because notochord is present in the body during at least at any developmental stage. In any developmental stage, this notochord is present. Notochord is the rod-like structure which is present on the dorsal side of the body. It divides the nervous tissue, nervous cells on those. Okay. So this is present. This notochord is present in the any any stage of the organism. Okay, and the pharyngeal gill slits are present in the body during at least any developmental stage. What is this pharyngeal gill slits? These are the openings present at the pharynx or the throat to the outside. Okay, the openings which are present in the throat or the pharynx and the outside, they are the slit like structure. These slits are used to filter food particles from the water. Okay, and it develop into gill arches in the bony fish. Okay, you know fish has got the gills, so they develop into gill arches in the bony fish, and it develops into jaw and inner ear in the terrestrial animal. All these are not there in the textbooks. You just learn about the pharyngeal gill slits are present in the body during at least any developmental stage. So that's why they are all come under the group called chordates. Single tubular spinal cord is present on the dorsal side of the body. So vertebral column, that spinal cord is present. Heart is present on the ventral side of the body. So that's why all these 4 points, because of these 4 points, they are classified under chordates. What is the first one we learned? One was the pharyngeal gill slits, one was the notochord, then spinal cord, and the heart. Okay, where is the heart present? Notochord is also present in any of the developmental stage. Pharyngeal gill slits are present in also any of the developmental stage. And then single tubular spinal cord is present on the dorsal side of the body, and heart is present on the ventral side. Ventral means inner part, dorsal means upper. Okay, so these are the characters by which we tell them they are chordates. Okay, coming under the first one, subphylum, what we learnt was Urochordata. They are marine animals. The body is covered by skin like test or tunic. This is an important characteristic of Urochordata. What is tunic? Tunic means it's just like a coat like structure. Tunic means on the over covering. Okay. Larvae of these animals are freely swimming, and notochord is present in only tail region of the larvae. See, notochord is present in any of the developmental stage we learned. Here they are present and only in the tail region of the larvae this notochord is present. That's why they are called as Urochordata. If the question comes, why the animals belonging to Urochordata called as Urochordata, then you have to write larvae of these animals are freely swimming, and note this important. This is the point. The notochord is present in only tail region of the larvae. That's why they are called as Urochordata. Okay, this is an important point. Larvae metamorphose into adults after settling down at bottom of the sea. Generally, these animals are hermaphrodite. So we learned, okay, this hermaphrodite meaning I've already told you. Larvae metamorphose means it becomes into different animals, more like developmental stage, like how from the cocoon we get butterflies. That is metamorphose takes place. That is, it is converted into larva, pupa. So many phases are there. So same way, The larvae metamorphose into adults after settling down at the bottom of the sea. Examples: Herdmania, Doliolum. All these examples you have to learn. Oikopleura. All these are the examples of this stage. Okay, Urochordata. You can see the animals belonging to Urochordata. See the test and tunic is marked over there. You can see what is tunic. It is the outer covering. Okay. Doliolum and Hermania are the examples of Urochordata. Okay. Now coming to the next one is Cephalochordata. What is the Cephalochordata? They are small fish-like marine animals. They are what? They are small fish-like marine animals. Notochord is present throughout the body length. Here only this full notochord is present. Even in Urochordata, only in the tail region of the larva, this notochord is present. When as it is developing, you can see now, notochord is present throughout the body length. Okay. Pharynx is very large and contains gill slits. So it's become larger. It contains gill slits. These animals are unisexual. Amphiox. Okay. You can see the example. See, this is an example of Cephalochordata. You can see pharyngeal gills, liver into, see all the anus, segmented muscles, notochords. You can see the notochord. It is throughout the body. Notochord is also there. So this is an example of Cephalochordata. Important point is notochord is present throughout the body. That is an important characteristic of Cephalochordata. Okay. Now coming to the last one is your subphylum Vertebrata. In these animals, notochord is replaced by vertebral column. Why the name came as Vertebrata? Because of this, because the now here there is no vertebrates, we don't have notochord, it is replaced by vertebral column. I told you early stages, all this Urochordata, Cephalochordata, notochord was there. When it came into Vertebrata, this notochord is replaced by vertebral column. In these animals, head is well developed. You all know. So head is well developed. Brain is protected by cranium. Endoskeleton is either cartilaginous or bone. Cartilagen, you know what is a cartilagen? The soft bones. It is in your tip of your nose, ears. All these are cartilaginous. Okay, or bony. Some chordates are jawless. Okay, agnatha, whereas some of them are with jaws. Gnathostomata. These are the examples. Some are jawless, some are with jaws. The example main important when notochord is replaced by vertebral column. That is an important point. These animals' head is well developed and the brain is protected by the cranium. Endoskeleton is either bony or cartilaginous. Okay. And some chordates are jawless and some are with jaws. These are the chordates characteristics. Under that, subphylum is divided into three classes. We'll see at least one we can see now. The one is cyclostomata. The first one under vertebrates is cyclostomata. Okay. These are jawless mouth. These animals have jawless mouth provided with sucker. Okay, here they don't have jaws. They don't have see, as it develops they have jaws and all those. So these animals are jawless. Mouth provided, they have suckers for this, and the skin is soft and without any scale. They don't have any scale and skin is soft. Paired appendages are absent. So in insects we saw there were like arthropoda, pair appendages were there. Now it is absent. Endoskeleton is cartilaginous. Okay, cartilage made up of cartilage. And most of the animals are ectoparasites. Endo means inside the host, ecto means outside. Okay, myxin, petromyxin, all these are the examples of this characters. Okay, cyclostomata, you can see they don't have any. This is an important but jawless. Okay, they have suckers with them. They don't have any jaw. And you can see the gill slits are present, body, you can see the animal of cyclostomata here. Okay, now let us see one more. Now coming to next one, pieces. What we all these are called as cold blooded. They are, what is meant by the term is called as poikilotherms. Poikilotherms means they are cold blooded animals. Okay, all the fish, they all come under the class species, and they are cold-blooded animals. The term for cold-blooded is poikilotherms. Aquatic animals living in marine and fresh waters. Body is spindle shaped. This is an important one. Is poikilotherms, and they are cold-blooded animal. First one, body is spindle shaped to minimize water resistance. Why are the body? You can see the shape of the fish. It is like a spindle. Why it is like that? To minimize water resistance. It is that shape. They have paired and unpaired fins for swimming. Tail fin is used for steering organ during swimming. So they have pair and unpaired fins for swimming. An exoskeleton is in the form of scales. We all know this. They are form of scales. An endoskeleton is either cartilaginous or bony. Respiration occurs through gills. Okay, all the fish comes under shark, fish, all these comes under the species. Okay, you can see the example of this species. You can see this is a dogfish. Okay, you can see the gill slits are present, eyes, all these dorsal fin, all these. We have this even in your practicals also. So this picture of the fins, ventral fin, pelvic fin, dorsal fin, you go through once you learn properly, because this is there even in our journal. Okay, so today we have learned about what are chordates and what are the three subphylum of the chordates, and we learned all those, and we started with the classes of vertebrates. We finished only the first two of this, and we will continue the remaining of this lesson in the next video. Hope you all understood, children. Go through it. I told you, keep your textbook near you and learn this lesson, because the picture, with the picture, if you remember the example, you can write the characteristics on your own. So when you remember the picture of that phylum, so you can easily write the characteristics. So learn only 4 characteristics important from each phylum, which is very important. Okay, children. Thank you. See you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye, children.